Okay, we're going to talk a little bit about claim evidence reasoning. You may be familiar with this from science. You're going to make a claim, and that is a statement that you make about the situation you have chosen. Now, a claim would often be the first sentence in an explanation if you're explaining to someone what you're thinking. It also helps frame the evidence that you are going to need to gather. So your claim may be a statement or it could be a question. So I'm just going to kind of use the situation of the lottery, which we talked about before. So say your uncle plays the lottery every single week, and your mom is completely opposed to playing the lottery and says it's a waste of time. So you're wondering about your chances of winning the lottery. So say that you make a claim that is you shouldn't play the lottery. Or maybe you make a claim that's in the form of a question, should I play the lottery? Well, these are both claims, but you have to be careful when you're making a claim because it has to be specific enough to where you can gather information about it and defined enough so you have a direction to go with on this. So maybe if you were trying to get a little more specific, you might say the probability you will win from playing the lottery makes it a poor investment choice. Or you might frame that as a question, would playing the lottery be a poor investment choice? Again, remember that your claim kind of drives your evidence. So if you're making a claim, whether it's a statement or a question, you need to make sure, like if you're making one of these claims, you would need to make sure that you have defined, what do you mean by winning? Is that any payout? Because sometimes they pay $1, sometimes they pay $10,000, or are you only talking about the great big full prize? And you would have to define which lottery that you are talking about. Is it the Missouri lottery? Is it the Powerball? Is it the Kansas Pick 3? Also, you would need to define what playing the lottery, even means. Does that mean buying just one ticket? Or is it buying a ticket every week? Or buying 10 tickets at a time? You would also need to define in your claim what poor or good investment means. Is that a certain return on investment or percentage return on investment, or is it a return of a certain amount of money? So when you're making your claim, make sure you define all of the different parts of the claim, because that, again, will help you determine what evidence you need to gather. So let's say that we make this statement. For fiscal and religious reasons, you should not play the lottery. Fiscal means financial and the probability of winning anything from playing the lottery. Religious means the major religions of the world's tenets about games of choice, and then you've defined what those religions are. And play the lottery means buying one ticket in the Missouri lottery. Now you have framed your claim statement and defined it in a way such that you can gather really solid evidence to support your claim. Now remember, you must be able to investigate and state the evidence to support this claim. So coming up with a good claim statement is kind of hard, and it might take a couple of iterations to do that. Now, evidence, this is the data that supports your claim. Now, part of your data needs to be the probability that you calculate, because this is a probability unit. So you'll need to do some research and find raw numbers to include in your calculations. Make sure that all your calculations are shown in your final product, and that you document and cite where you obtained your data. And we have the easybib.com to help you with your citations. Make sure that you have enough data to support your claim, and you may need to gather data from more than one source, depending on what your claim is. Also, make sure that your data is accurate and credible. Is the source where you're getting this data a credible source? Well, in this particular one of the Missouri Lottery, I think I'm going to go to the Missouri Lottery itself, that site, and look at the numbers that they give me there. And you may need other data besides numbers, whatever, based on your claim. Like in the claim that I just made. I'm going to have to go out and find the tenets of each of those religions about gambling or games of chance. All right, and then the last part of the claim evidence reasoning. Oh, rats, hang on just a second. Okay, sorry about that. Now, reasoning is where you put all of your parts together. You take all of the evidence that you have gathered and you analyze it and you state it in a way that shows or convinces someone that your claim is correct. You don't just restate your evidence. So the reasoning part is really probably the hardest because you have to kind of think through, how does this actually prove what I'm trying to say? And you have to convince your reader of that. Now, when you're doing this claim evidence reasoning, keep in mind that you're going to be making a poster of your results of your claim, your evidence, and your reasoning. So kind of think through how that might look, what kind of format you would like to use. And obviously we've got some online poster making capabilities that we've laid out for you to use. But make sure that you spend some time with the reasoning, because this is by far the most important part of your whole project. Anyway, I think you have what you need for your claim evidence reasoning.